And so your message is coming through, and really, God bless you. What you've been doing, has been just incredible. Because who would have thought that 2 or 3 years ago? I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. But I can tell you, going back to the vaccine issues, what can we do? Because we don't have to bury our head in the sand right now. There are some very simple treatments. This washing the hands is nonsense. What are you supposed to tell? When don't kiss anyone, don't shake your hand, wash your hands. This is nonsense. Because I mean, it's clearly good hygiene before you sit down to eat to wash your hands. I mean, that's. But this business, what they're talking about is image without substance. And I can tell you that there's enough evidence that vitamin D has made a difference. We looked at the 1918 Spanish flu, and the most interesting thing were the sailors. We were at war, remember, 1918. The sailors on the ship had the lowest mortality from the Spanish flu. The soldiers in the barracks and in the foxholes had the highest mortality.
So we need sunshine.
Say again?
We need to get more sun.
More sun. And if not, you get a little bit of vitamin D. I mean, it's inexpensive, it's cheap. No one can make a big living selling it. You want your vitamin D. You want to get your vitamin D levels.
And of course, that's the old wives' tale: is you need to get more sun, or you're going to get sick. You need to get outside.
Right. My grandmother used to tell me, Alex, when I'd be sitting, it was nice. I'd say, Mayor, what are you doing in the house? It's beautiful. Get outside. Get a little bit of sun. I want to know how powerful this message is. This has been 35 years of deception by the American Academy of Dermatology, saying that sun will give you skin cancer. Well, if that's true, how come we have more skin cancer now than ever, and no one's in the sun? Well, I'll tell you why. Just what you said. Sunscreen. They've got chemicals and poisons in just as bad as the vaccines. No one should be taking sunscreen. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's almost pure aluminum. Yeah. It's incredible. We're meant to get sun. It's what our whole body drives on. All the studies in Northern Europe with the highest rates of suicide. By law, they stick sun lamps in. Suicide rate plunges because our eyes are meant to get sun. We are meant to get sun. And yes, we're meant for our skin to get spots on it and get old. We're meant, this is what we're designed. We live on a planet. Northern Europeans have white skin, so they get more because you have less sun in the north. You want the sun. You need the sun. It's good.
That's exactly right, And I'm giving a paper in December. I'm presenting a paper at the American Academy of Anti-Aging, and the topic is low vitamin D levels, the root cause of cancer. There's enough evidence that that's most probably true. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. Already, people are believing it.
Well, imagine the conspiracy theory. It's like when I see ads for grass-fed beef. It's like bizarre to feed cows grass instead of dead cows. Yeah. And it's bizarre to go, oh, we're supposed to get sun. Or, wow, global warming's good. It's caused by the sun. The sun, imagine it. It's the source of life. Doctor, stay there. Incredible info. Let's take calls straight ahead.
The New World Order beast is genetically modifying your food, mixing vegetables with animals, and now experimenting with viruses. Without a long-term food solution, you will have just two options: starve, or surrender. All canned food supplies will eventually run out. What then? Grow your own healthy food and feed your family forever. SurvivalistSeeds.com is now the nation's largest bulk heirloom seed company. And it's owned by a real patriot, Big John Lipscomb. You can now have an infinite amount of healthy vegetables like a watermelon, a bundle of carrots, or tomatoes for a little more than a penny each. SurvivalistSeeds.com. And now you can go into business with Big John at SurvivalistSeeds.com by becoming an affiliate. See his link at SurvivalistSeeds.com.
We've got the world premiere of Parmas's new film, trailer of that as well. I meant to have our first trailer out weeks ago, and I got behind. And so we're just releasing these both at the same time. So that's always exciting and interesting. It's not anywhere yet. It'll air here first at prisonplanet.tv as we simulcast on the radio. Dr. Eisenstein, there's so many other points. What do you see happening then? Because I agree with you, and this is all a fluid situation, that so much came out on Gardasil killing people. So much has come out on autism that they're now trying this big flu hysteria as a cover for federal and UN control under level 6. And that's congressmen are saying this now, too.
Exactly. I think you're right on point. I mean, you're right on point. It's not even theory anymore. It's reality.
So really, they're playing the game from 20 years ago, but you and I and many others have woken folks up, the great listeners out there have. And so now I saw them go from saying they had 195 million doses to 40 million dosages. And I'm not saying we've had victory because they may keep going, but it does look like we're seeing them start to pull back.
I think there's no question about it, and so they're applying as much scare tactic as possible. 90,000 will die. It's possible. It's possible 90,000 will die. I don't think it's out of the question. Once again, the answer isn't going to be it's just like Gardasil. Let's go back there for a minute. This is a serious problem. What the problem is that there's no question about it that promiscuity among young children, among teenagers, is the cause of sexually transmitted disease. Until we say that out loud, it's not going to stop. And all we do is give it different names. Before it used to be called syphilis and gonorrhea, then it changed to herpes, then it became AIDS, and now they're talking about and so all they're doing is giving fancy names because we're so politically correct. We're not allowed to say if you have sexual relations, outside of marriage, and I'm not trying to be this, religious type person.
No, the point is it's dangerous behavior. You're going to get burned. This is serious business. And so they give you a vaccine, which they admit on the insert doesn't even protect you from the human papillomavirus, all the hundreds of strains, and then it kills a bunch of people.
And let me tell you something. My senior partner, Dr. Rosie, who's been with me for more than 25 years, calls all these, the Gardasil, the hepatitis B vaccine, the safe sex vaccine. What is the message we're giving? We got such great vaccines. You can go and have sex with everyone after you get this vaccine. I mean, that's the message, I mean, what a message. And all of a sudden people say, wait a minute, that's not a very good message. And it's no different here than the flu vaccine and the whole vaccine program. I think people are wising up, and that's what we're seeing. You know what it is? It's not as much wising up. They're having the courage to say, Alex may be right. He may not be that crazy lunatic who's talking about that we need our guns and we need our rights. Maybe there is a constitution still, this is America, and my dad right now is not rolling over in his grave. He is saying, the people will wake up and they will vote this administration out. Will that end it? No, but you know what? Live another day, and
the point is we're in the fight. We're not rolling over to tyranny. I want to come back and take some phone calls, but I want to encourage all the viewers and listeners, don't vaccinate before you educate. Mayor Eisenstein, MD, JD, MPH. This is the book, Balanced, Real Medical Facts, Real History, 33, 34, 35 years of research. This is the book that is not full of scare tactics, not full of baloney, not conspiracy theories. It's available at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com in the secure online video bookstore shopping cart, or you can simply go to the toll-free number, 888-253-3139. That's 888-253-3139 to get. Don't vaccinate before you educate. You could save somebody's life. If you got neighbors that have kids, give it to them. Be obnoxious. That's what it's all about, saving people. We'll be right back.
Direct to you and in your face. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We've got Dr. Mayor Eisenstein for another 20 minutes. We're going to take exclusively now your phone calls. Then I'm going to news blitz, play Jason Burmes's trailer, and a lot more. That is coming up. Right now, let's go ahead and talk to Bill in California. You're on the air with the author of Don't Vaccinate Before You Educate. Go ahead.
Thank you, Alex, for having me on. I'm a new listener. I was a dumb down on the right until you opened my eyes. I really appreciate that. The point I want to make is yesterday as I was listening to you, I'm just watching Fox News on TV. I'm watching the news feeds on the bottom, and right away Kathleen Sebelius is on there, and the news flashes 522 die in U.S. from swine flu. So that's number one. Number two, Again, today, they did the news flash, like the doctor was saying, that 90,000 could die. Now, also, I'm looking at a article that was in the L.A. Times saying hundreds of thousands could die from swine flu if vaccinations fail. Now, what I did is I tied all this together with the FEMA camps and the coffins. Those coffins aren't to bury. They're to get to the dead bodies to the FEMA camp where they can burn them because they don't want any evidence left behind. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned this because just a week or two ago it was 200 deaths. So, wow, they're saying 500. I got to look up that latest number. The thing is they continue to put out a bigger number, then revise it, because they'll say everybody that died of flu died of this, then later it comes back it wasn't that, or in some cases it was when they didn't know. But Dr. Eisenstein said this may be a really bad flu.